in the beautiful focus that Sharon G wrote, I don't have it in front of me right this minute, but she said something like, God and the creation are not separate. And that if we view God and God's creation as separate, there's a tendency where sort of, God is is what's holy, and somehow the creation is just to kind of, the creation is mundane, and that these are the two, this is the polarity that, that we have, and that this can lead to a negative world view, which can then lead to, a lack of reverence in the way in which we relate to this world. And so in her focus, she writes about how the creation and the creator are one. And it made me think that, for example, let's say you go to the museum and you see in the museum a retrospective of a painter, let's say, or any artist that you like. So let's just, as an example, I would say like Cezanne. But, everybody likes different forms of art. It could be music, or, like if let's say it's music, there's a certain musician that you really like, so you will know their music. Like if it's any musician that you like, you will be able to recognize, oh, that's so-and-so. So in the museum, let's say you've gone to see a big Cezanne show, and so many Cezanne paintings, one after another, after another, after another, after another. So many Cezanne paintings. These are the paintings of Cezanne. And then, let's say you go upstairs and you're now in a room that has paintings of, a mix of painters, different painters. But there's like a Van Gogh, and there's a Manet, and there's a Renoir, and there's a Picasso. It sounds like a pretty good room. And then in there is also a Cezanne. You'll be like, oh, that's the Cezanne. There will be somehow a Cezanne-ness to the Cezanne. You will know that the creator, you will get a sense of the creator through the creation. And this is what in yoga, this is the basic yoga teaching, that Brahman is formless, and we can trace through form back to that formlessness as it expresses itself through form. So if we think Cezanne expressing its Cezanne-ness, through all those Cezanne paintings, if you, we've sort of lost sort of this, like, we don't do things from scratch so much, but if you do something from scratch, it's part of the joy of it, is that you see kind of your hand in it, you know how the flower, let's say, I know somebody, he grows the flower, he mashes the berries, he makes the dough, he lets it ferment, he makes the bread, and he has a sense of from where the bread has come. So, he cares about the bread. He doesn't want to see it uneaten, because he can sort of trace it back. So in her essay, this link between the creation and the creator, this is sort of remind me of this, and why also I think it's a wonderful thing. Like me, I get to come here and teach or talk to you, or like I get to put something of myself into what I'm doing. So the more you're able to put something of yourself into what you're doing, then you sort of see yourself in the thing that you've done. And so like that, if you can that's how we can, like, someone will say, oh, Ruth must have done that. They can see my hand in it. And, oh, Carolyn must have left everything so clean. Like, I can see her touch there. When we put ourselves in the things that we do, we can see our touch in those things. And then if we view the world as like, oh, who has made this river? Who has made this flower? Who has provided this orange? Who has made this golden flower? If we can connect that all back to its creator, this is yoga. And it can feel like a bit of a stretch, but that's the stretch.
Loka